asking all the GMs. So we do something with players called One Ref Back. You get to do a play over from your career.
Okay.
With GMs, we ask, what's the scouting report you wish you had back? Whether that's when you were a scout or not. So Gutekunst yesterday gave us Frank Gore. Veach gave us Fred Warner. Puka Nacua actually was Brandon Bean. So what, in your whole career, what's the one I wish I pounded the table for this guy?
You know, I would, the one that I've spoken about most recently is Puka Nacua. That is, as my personnel staff, that's the one that I brought up. That's like, man, like, like, you know, it's just, it is what it is. But you know what? If you don't recognize those things, you know, if you don't self-assess yourself constantly, you can't grow and you can't get better.
I got to be careful. I don't want to. Tate Ratledge, I thought, looked like a starting NFL guard yesterday, you know, which fires me up. So it's early. That's step one, but the kid's getting better.
Talk about a couple things in this video, man. Brown Holmes regret for not drafting Puka Nacua, and then Campbell saying Tate Ratledge looked like a starting NFL guard, even though he is going to be this, or supposedly the center of the future if Frank Ragnow don't come back. But you know, Brown Holmes said he regrets not taking Puka Nacua. You know, a lot of people comparing Isaac Tesla to Puka Nacua. You know, Puka Nacua is a hellified player. I mean, he ran a 4.57, but that don't matter. Smooth. I mean, Shannon Sharp ran a 4.6, and he's you know, he was a receiver, and he was drafting guys ahead of him. He was better than him. You know, people, you know, Jerry was a 4.6 guy, 4.5 guy. Well, too, Jerry Rice to go. And speed ain't everything. You know, knowing how to create separation, getting out of breaks. Is your game play fast? Got a lot of guys that come in this league 4.3, 4.2, 4.4, and you know, they're not a successful receiver. And Puka is polished route runner, in and out his breaks. You know, it just, he was more refined, you know, than whatever. And then, you know, one thing about the Rams organization, where Brad Holmes comes from, they know how to scout young guys. I mean, Kobe Turner turned into a stud. Cooper Kupp was a stud. Only guy that was really on the Cooper Kupp bandwagon was Steve Smith Sr., the receiver. So when I started to hear these things, and I started to hear these, you know, see how they drafted and why they probably was comfortable giving up those draft picks for Matt Stafford, because they know how to draft late. They know how to identify talent late, and you see that translate to Brad Holmes. So, but I mean, yeah, I mean, he went in the 5th round. They took Corey Sorsdale over him. I think they took Broderick Martin over him. It was a couple guys they took over him. He went late in the 5th round. My memory don't serve me correctly. I think maybe, I can't remember the pick. But yeah, they took a couple guys over him, and you know, maybe they seen more value in Broderick Martin. Maybe they seen more value in Corey Sorsdale. And think about it right now. You know, Martin is on the verge of being cut if that's one of the guys they picked up. I know it was Corey Sorsdale for sure. Sorsdale was a D2 or Division I AA tackle. They wanted to play guard, and they still had to draft, you know, Miles Frazier, who I don't think even played yet. They, you know, took some other guys. He still ain't really cracked the lineup. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, can you imagine Puka, J-Mo, and St. Brown? But, you know, maybe that was one of the reasons why he seen, you know, Isaac Tesla at the Pro Bowl, and he fell in love with him. You know, maybe that was one of the major reasons why. So, I mean, you always have regrets, you know, and you see what he did and what he is doing right now, and yeah, you got regrets. You know, especially seeing how these other guys turned out, and you probably had a feeling about it. You know how you, that thing where they said, man, I should have followed my first mind, and, you know, I should have knew this, and I should have knew, and we, you know, we never do, or we rarely do. So, I mean, I ain't no really no big deal. I mean, found St. Brown. I mean, J-Mo's looking good right now. Tesla's a revelation. We'll see what happens in the games. You know, Sam Laporta was a stud, is a stud. I mean, he drafted a lot of studs. He know how to identify talent. And when you can draft talent, you keep that overhead low. That was one of the key successes to the Patriots dynasty. Also, Brady taking pay cuts and Brady being him. But also, it was their ability. Well, they didn't draft well. It was their ability to re-salvage players and play like Kyle Van Noy. He ended up parlaying his time with the Patriots with a big contract, I think, with Miami. They were able to salvage guys. But usually your longevity is how you draft. The San Antonio Spurs, how did they go from the Avery Johnson, Duncan, Robinson era to, you know, I mean, it was the Parker team, and then eventually it was Kawhi and Parker, and they drafted well. They drafted really, really well. You have to draft well to sustain success in sports, especially if you ain't baseball, where it's the deepest pockets. The deepest pockets. You got deep pockets, and it matter because there's no salary cap. But I mean, yeah, Puka would have been nice in Detroit. I'm pretty sure he enjoying LA right now. And a quarterback, and Devontae Adams, and a quarterback that love to force feed him right now. Stafford has got a issue with his back right now, so he's supposed to really practice really soon. And that probably just in. We don't need to see Stafford practice. He a veteran. The last 2 or 3 weeks of the camp, he'll get his tempo, he'll get his rhythm going, and we ain't really worried about that. That's probably what that is. Most of them veteran quarterbacks, they don't need training camp. Couple weeks to get on par with the receivers or the playbook, and think about it. Matthew Stafford, I think he was one save Philly ass away of the snow not dropping. It's like they were driving and they was about to score and beat Philly, and it just started snowing out of nowhere. It just started snowing. It was so much snow, and right when they got in the red zone, it just started snowing and messed them up. But he drove them the length of the field. He was really about to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, and for the Eagles' sake, it just started snowing out of nowhere. Real talk, it just started snowing out of nowhere. I'm like, where did this snow come from? The snow was chunking up in Stafford helmet, and so they were that close. They were that close. So Stafford and them very may well, have been world champions. Who knows? So, but I'm pretty sure Puka enjoyed being out in LA right now. But then you had Dan Campbell talk about Tate Ratledge already looking like a starting NFL guard. Didn't really want to give a rook too much credit, but like what he's seeing on tape, fast, physical. I mean, just the guy that moved mountains. I mean, what is he, 6'7"? He's a big kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what you really want. You want big athletic guards. Guys that can pull, guys that can move mountains on the inside. You know what I'm saying? It gets very physical on the inside. It's different from playing on the outside and tackle. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a little bit finesse game on the tackle game. You're just really trying to protect the quarterback's blind side. When you get inside, it's a nasty game. It's the reason why they got their fingers taped, and you know what I'm saying? They bending fingers, and it's just a physical game. It's just the beat you up type of game, and that's why they love to run the football. When they pass too much, them offensive linemen, especially on the interior, they get tired of just backpedaling. What they really want to do is go forward and impose their will, and then after they beat up on the defensive line or the defensive front seven, then they want to fall back into a little bit of the finesse game. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But I think, for Dan, it's, you don't want to get too high on a rookie. A lot of, you don't want to pump them up too much. But offensive linemen are a little bit different. That one hot shot quarterback or one receiver or the one flamboyant cornerback, you really don't want to give credit because he let it go to his head. I think that's kind of the thing that you're looking at there. But, honestly, Tate Ratledge, he looked the part. Even in Atlanta, even how he looked right there, it looks like a badass. So, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and the subscribe button. It's the bell icon button. Hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere from X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. I appreciate the love and support. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Peace.